You know, you'll soon see a lot of familiar faces on banners in Huntington. Joining us from the City of Huntington Women's History Month Banner Selection Committee, we have Sandra Clements and Dr. Montserrat Miller. Thank you all for coming in and talking about this.
You're most welcome. It's a great project. We're so proud to be involved in this first-time endeavor on the part of the City of Huntington to honor the many, many women who have helped make this a wonderful community.
Yeah, and Sandra, you are on one of these banners. I mean, how excited are you?
I am humbled and honored to be among this first group of women who are going to be recognized by the city. This is great.
That is amazing. So, how in the world did you all come up with this list? 90 of them. I'm sure you came up with like 200 of them. How did the committee whittle this down, and who all made the final decision, I guess?
Well, it was a group effort, of course. Mayor Williams, the previous Mayor Williams, charged Brian Chambers with establishing a committee, and he pulled together a diverse group of women in the community and some other individuals who had experience in this area. And so we brainstormed over the course of many, many months. We came up with over 200 names. And then we deliberated about the selection process. We developed a rubric. We formed a subcommittee, and then we spent a couple of months working to whittle it down to the 90 that we ultimately chose.
Wow, and we're seeing some of these women right now on our screen. This is amazing. What a stellar list of inaugural women that we will see on this first ever event in Huntington. That's just fantastic. Now, there's a ceremony coming up Saturday for these honorees and their guests, their family, their friends. Tell us a little bit about when we will start seeing these banners all over Huntington.
Sure. They're going up on March 3rd. And they'll be up for the duration of the month of March, which, as we know, is Women's History Month, and a little ways into April, and then they'll come down in April.
Why is it so important for the city to highlight women like this?
Well, we all, I think, recognize, all of us recognize that this has been made a wonderful community by men and women working oftentimes together, sometimes separately, but it involves, you know, the heart, the soul, and the intelligence of many people, both male and female, and we haven't done this yet, and so now's the time.
It definitely is.
I don't know that we always hear the stories of women. That we always talk about men, and this is a fine time for us. People, on each banner there'll be a QR code. People need to click on that code and go to the site that will take them to the site that will tell a little bit about that person. Now, this is a wonderful time for people to learn about what women have done in the city of Huntington.
Yes, I love that idea, so we can learn the story behind the women on these banners.
Right.
That's exciting. Well, I have to point out, I'm very excited here at WSAZ because one of my colleagues, Rob Johnson, his mother, Dr. Dorothy Johnson, is one of the women we will see on a banner.
Fantastic woman. Fantastic
there she is. Wow.
Yeah, we made an effort to include women from different areas of society, you know, from education, from healthcare, from the arts, from business.
Sports.
Sports, yes. We paid quite a bit of attention to the women who had made a name in sports.
And wow, what an inspiration for women's sports.
Coaches and players are recognized.
Yeah.
And we also set it up so that we would include women from Huntington's pre-1900 history, from the period between 1900, 1945, then 1945 to 1975, and then 75 to 2000, and 2000 to the present. So.
And I think that's important because I've talked to younger people in the community, and they're going, these are all old folks, they're dead. And so we need to find, they need to have a role model that they can connect to. And so having women that are younger can become an inspiration to them. I've seen this person, I know this person, and so I can do some of the things that this person does. That's very important for our young women.
Yes, it's important for them to see themselves.
Yes.
And that's what they'll get to do when these banners go up. Well, this is wonderful. Thank you all for stopping by and talking a little bit about it, so we will understand as we're driving around Huntington and we're like, oh, that person, that's a female up there. What did she do? And now we can learn more about some of these role models in our area.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you for having us to present this.
Yes, and again, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
So many cool things. I could talk for an hour about this topic, but that woman speaking, Sandra Clements, I've had the luxury of working on some projects with her. That's a talented lady who well deserves this. But I got to tell you, on my personal front, that one hit me out of the blue. They contacted me and said, your mom has been named one of the 90 greatest women of Huntington history. I didn't know she was nominated. I don't know who nominated her. I'd love to know, to thank them. And what an honor. And as a matter of fact, my whole family thinks it's an honor, and I come from a very large family. 4 of my sisters are coming in today so that we can go to a ceremony they're going to hold tomorrow afternoon and honor my mother and the other 89 women. And so this has turned into a huge family reunion for us. And so I love that it brought our family together on top of honoring my mom.
Well, I also will say there's a QR code on that is
Each
available.
banner is going to have one.
So you could go around actually and make it into a little lesson.
Yeah.
And not just history lesson. And some of these women are still alive and well and young. And
if you're just driving around and you say, who's that woman? It'll tell you who that woman is and what she did in her career.
Okay.